He's joining me here in the studio, and we're going to talk about this Kevin Ware injury. One of the things that is baffling everybody about this injury is how it happened. It was such a violent and gruesome looking snap of a leg that it brings the question of how directly to the forefront, and everybody's wondering what could have caused this. It's normally jumping up and down in a natural way does not cause breakage. It causes, strength. And in this particular case, it did not. It caused a snapping. And everyone is wondering what the reason for that is. So I have Glenn C. here with me, and we're kind of talking about that. And then the other thing is, I'm hearing things that Kevin Ware could be back as early as 6 months, maybe as early as October. How in the world is he going to get back to full strength by October? Well, we're going to talk about how nutrition plays a huge part in that recovery process. So I'm glad to have Glenn here with me. Glenn, it's good to have you here as a guest once again.
Thank you.
And I'm asking you, I'm hearing that this was more than just a breakage, but a lot of doctors are out there saying that there's no way this couldn't have already been a fracture or a minor small tear of some sort in his bone structure prior to because of the way it snapped. How do you prevent that kind of stuff? I mean, how does one, because it sounds like if he can be walking around with a fracture, it sounds like anybody could, right?
Right. And I don't want to sound like an expert because I'm not, but I heard the same reports, or read some of the same reports you did. And as with most of us, we could, like you said, we could walk around and have the same problems. And it comes, I believe, and from my studies, a lack of nutrition. As I look at my children and how their life choices have evolved, I look at my grandchildren and the way they eat. It's primarily from a box, from a can. And, there's good nutrition. The label says there's a lot of nutrition in that can, in that box, in that processed meal. But we all know it's not the same as if we would go out to the garden and pick something and eat it.
You know what's interesting about what you're saying? Because as you're talking, I'm thinking, most college programs, if not all, have dietitians attached to their program. I don't know how many have nutritionalists attached to their program, or even how much nutrition is stressed in that environment.
Well, there again, I don't know either. We know that the major universities have the best doctors.
Sure.
Surely with U of L's budget, them being the most successful college sports program on the planet, they have that. But I was listening to in fact, our doctor of the company that I'm with, Dr. Sitman, discussing this morning. He said when he went to medical school, they didn't learn nutrition. There was a minute in the 4 years, or whatever it is, the amount of years that they go through their doctorate program, it's almost no study of nutrition.
Wow.
But he said he has studied nutrition and formulated things to help.
First of all, your wisdom in this area is very much appreciated. So I'm going to ask you a question. I know, again, not quantifying you as an expert, but you've done extensive study on this. Why do you think nutrition is not enforced in conjunction with athletics the way, and I'm not talking about on the collegiate level. I'm talking about like from Little League. I mean, in Little League, I can remember winning a game and then they take us out for pizza. That's the kind of thing that goes on those lower levels. So you never see the equation of nutrition going hand in hand with athletic training.
Well, there's two thoughts behind it, and I try to look at things on the positive side. I was told years ago that scientists, the reason they like synthetics is because they are scientists and they can measure it and they know exactly what it's going to do. If they were, say, give you a synthetic vitamins, prime example, a lady goes into, becomes pregnant, and the doctor gives you a vitamin to take. I was told directly by a scientist, reason we do that is because we know exactly what it's going to do.
Wow.
And that's one reason that scientists, doctors, will have you maybe on a synthetic program because they know exactly, may not be the best, but they know exactly what it's going to
It's
do.
measurable.
Now, there's another side that says, well, pharmaceuticals run the medical profession, and there's a dollar aspect. But I won't go down that road. I won't go down that road.
But a lot of truth, though.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. I don't mind saying it. I think there is some truth to that because hospitals don't make money if you don't get sick. That's just, there has to be something to treat. There has to be an injury to correct. And if there's never an injury, there's never a customer. So I agree with you. It's something to be considered. So how does a Kevin Ware, from a nutritional perspective, how does he get back in 6 months?
My recommendation, if someone came to me and said, well, Glenn, what do I do? I say you need good nutrition. You need healthy lifestyle changes. And not just for the athlete, but for any person. We all need to lose weight. We all need to drink less alcohol, stop smoking, and exercise.
Right.
Any doctor would tell you those lifestyle changes. Now,
and not accusing him of anything. We don't know if he's doing anything.
But I'm just saying,
yeah,
any person. And then most people, most athletes are not listening. We're talking to Joe on the street, Joe and Jane on the street. Mm-hmm. And that's what I would tell you. And that's what my health professionals tell me. And you need lots of good nutrition, fresh fruits and vegetables. In fact, what we're going to be doing tonight, if I can go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to be having a body by body challenge party.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to give out samples of the shake. Now, one of our shakes, if you drink just one of our shakes, you will get the nutrition that you would have to intake 8,600 calories to get.
Wow.
That you're going to get in one shake, 90 calories.
Wow. One shake.
One shake. 8 ounces of fluid, whether it be water, juice, some kind of milk, hot or cold, with our shake will give you the equivalent of 8,600 calories. You're going to get that much nutrition.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Maybe we need to call Kevin and say, hey, get on these shakes, man.
Well, we have a lot of athletes on these shakes.
Yeah.
Chris Humphries is one. I'm trying to think of his name, played for Baltimore Ravens.
Ray Lewis. Yeah, Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis credited this shake with giving him one of the best seasons since his rookie year.
Wow.
Put on 20 pounds of muscle.
Wow.
Took off a bunch of body fat and helped him get his ring.
And Kevin's not necessarily a big guy, but it would be good for him to, in conjunction with all the rehab things that he's going to do, to make sure that he's getting the proper nutrients into his body. So that's what you're saying.
He needs lots of calcium, vitamin D.
And milk's not going to do that, by the way.
No. The nutrition of the fruits and vegetables. And there again, we were told some weeks past on one of these Tuesdays, it's very hard in 2013 to get all the nutrition you need from the fruits and vegetables that you would get from a Kroger, a Whole Foods, anything sitting on a shelf, because our foods are picked before they're ripe.
Right.
We don't get nutrition. The food does not collect nutrition from sitting on a store shelf, from sitting on a truck, sitting in a warehouse. The food gets nutrition from the ground, from the soil,
Wow.
up through the roots. It's where it gets its nutrition. So it may look beautiful. It may even be organic, organically grown.
Mm-hmm.
But where's the nutrition? There's a lot of water, there's a lot of calories, there's even fiber, but very little nutrition in our food.
Wow.
And that's why a lot of these injuries happen.
So let's tell the people what's going on tonight that they can be a part of to go and get this information. Where can they go and get this information?
Body by Body Challenge, we are, I believe it's 950 Breckenridge Lane. We're going to be there. We're going to have samples. We're going to tell you how to get healthy, how to take off weight in a healthy manner. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change. We're going to teach you how to get good nutrition in your body for less money than you're spending right now.
Wow, you can't beat that. So that's tonight at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
950 Breckenridge Lane.
Yeah.
Is the and you can call here 502-589-1570 for information, or let me give you another number you can call 501-859-1686 is that number to call in and get more information about that this thing tonight, and get maybe we can pass it on to Kevin Ware. Maybe you could come and then you could tell Kevin. So there you go.
Yeah, Kevin's coming home, so come on over, Kevin.
All right,
Glad
well,
to
thank
have
you. Thank you, man, for coming
Thank
on
you.
and kind of bringing the nutritional side of this thing to the forefront. Because I do agree. I'd love to, everybody in this city would love to see Kevin come back and be, right where he was, within these next 6 months. But it is going to take a combination of good rehabbing and then a healthy lifestyle change. Getting the right things in his body, not eating the McDonald's every day or rallies or whatever else, that young people eat. He's got to eat some healthy stuff and get the right nutrients in his body. So I completely agree with you. So thank you again for coming on. Great information. Always great information from the Body by Basalis group. They're just awesome. All right. Let's take a quick break. Come right back. We're going to get into some more stuff here. We will talk about some of the other hot stories of the day. Get you ready for the Louisville game. Louisville women tonight with a chance to go to the Final Four. They'll take on Tennessee. And this is an interesting opportunity that they have tonight, and I'll tell you why here in just a minute. Talking Noise live from the Wendy Studios. We'll be back in a minute. That worked good. That was a good flow. So now I hope we got it over there. Did we get it over there? That's the question.